Hey, welcome to Beyond Time Management. I'm Dr. Lon Schiffbauer, and this is Module 4, Setting Tactical Input Goals. In our previous module, we talked about how to set short-term milestones, breaking our long-term objectives into short-term goals that we can then act on to reach those long-term objectives. The milestones. First, let me explain what I mean by input goals. And actually, to do that, let me explain what I mean by inputs. An input is an action taken. Inputs are the specific actions you take to work toward your goal. So right now, I have a goal of publishing this video. An input is to actually shoot the video, what I'm doing right now. This is an input. So that means that an input goal is how we measure and track the actual work we do to reach our objective. We've got all these inputs, all these actions we're taking. Well, how are you going to measure and track these actions? Those are your input goals. Now, at the risk of getting just a little bit technical, but it's worth considering, input metrics are what we call leading indicators. Leading indicators measure actions and performance that are predictive of future results. So, for example, right now I am publishing this series, Beyond Time Management. This is a 13-module series that I want to have complete by the end of Q1. That basically means I need to publish a video once a week. Okay, so my input goals are shoot a video once a week and publish it. And if I am successful in reaching these input goals, I will succeed in completing this course. So it is predictive of future success. Okay, so then let's talk about how we actually set input goals. First, start with the end. By this, I mean we want to understand the desired output, what it is that we ultimately want to accomplish. Now, we did this when we set our long-term objectives and then worked those into milestones over the last couple of episodes. So we're sitting pretty good here. Next, you want to list your required actions. By this, I mean list the key actions that you need to complete to accomplish the goal. In this case, accomplishing either your weekly milestone, your monthly milestone, your quarterly, whatever it is that you're working on. We are talking about the specific actions you need to take, the specific inputs. List them out. As you do this, you really want to make sure that you keep your input goals, your actions, simple, clear, focused, and almost boring. Here's the idea. If you know exactly what you're going to do next, and it's not really all that complicated or intimidating or overwhelming, well, then it's pretty easy to do it. It's very clear and simple and definable. Whereas if your inputs are, less well-defined, then they're going to be more difficult to tackle. You'll want to keep it really simple. So, for example, my input goal today to get this series up and running was to shoot a video. Well, that's pretty simple. You turn on a camera, you turn on a microphone, and you talk. It's about as straightforward as you get. Another thing you want to do on a regular basis, and I mean like at least weekly, but even in some cases daily. Anyway, depends on the nature of the project, you get it. But you want to review your progress. Determine how you will measure and record progress and review these metrics regularly. Now, we're going to talk about this more in future episodes, but the point is you want to always be looking at the road, looking at the milestones, looking at the map, looking at the mileage, just making sure that you're hitting all your marks as you work your way across country. I know I'm mixing up all my metaphors and examples, but you get what I'm saying. Now, as you do review your progress, you're going to have to iterate and adjust. No plan goes perfectly, so you're always going to have to kind of make adjustments on the fly. So be flexible, resilient, and adaptive. Finally, as you set and work on these tactical goals and take the substantive actions necessary to reach your milestones and ultimately your long-term objective, you need to be accountable to someone. Accountability is a really, really strong tool when it comes to making sure that we hit our marks. What you want to do is set up some sort of accountability system, whether that be an individual, a team, an organization, support group, or what have you. Now, this is one of the areas where being a member of my Patreon community can be really helpful for you. Members of the Shellmates, Inner Shell Circle, or Shell-Shocked Scholar tiers, say that 10 times fast. Members of these tiers are able to join in on a monthly Zoom meeting where we all talk about our goals, progress that we've made, help needed, and help one another in striving toward that vision that we have for one another. So consider joining and let this community be part of your accountability system. Now, once you have all these tactical input goals and start working on them, you'll want to make sure that you're being as efficient as possible. And that's what we're going to talk about in our next episode. We're going to talk about systematizing your actions. So I hope you'll stick with us and let's keep moving forward. All right? Hey, that's all I've got for today. Now, go off and make some trouble, and we'll talk again soon.